grief, despair, agitation of the body, and irregular breathing. Grief. This is another impediment on the path. Whatever has happened has already happened. Lamenting is not going to change things. So the positive attitude is that now what can I do? Let me do that. However, because the mind is not in our control, so this mind, which is like a spoilt child, goes in the negative direction. Oh, it finds some reason to grieve. Now, those who develop a grieving mentality, sometimes you pity them. Very often you find people, when they are retired, there's just nothing to do. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Sit and grieve. It's highly unproductive activity. But who will explain to the mind? Only the intellect can. The intellect has to decide that I am not justified in holding negative emotions, no matter what the reason. Any negative emotion will harm me alone, and that is why I need to weed it out. So, with positive thinking, we see the silver lining to the cloud, and then what seems to us as a reason to grieve becomes our biggest opportunity to progress. That is always the case. The bigger the difficulty, when you face it, it's the biggest opportunity to progress. Progress does not come through an easy life. Progress comes through facing difficulties, challenges, hardships, obstacles. So one who has the aspiration to progress welcomes, all right, God, make it difficult for me. I wish to progress rapidly. Shri Aurobindo said, my Lord, don't be lenient with me. With your sword, chop off all stupidity from every fiber of my being. Now imagine somebody who can pray like that to God. What is his aspiration? He is saying, any stupidity you find anywhere in me, chop it off. Don't be lenient. So this is the positive attitude. So to grieve means to pull the mind into negativity. And it breaks down that palace of devotion that we are trying to build. Despair. Despair is the feeling of hopelessness. Now this despair is due to lack of knowledge. When we forget that we are the children of God, then we despair. And if we bring this knowledge to ourselves that God is our Father, our Mother, He loves us, He is all powerful. When He has created us, it's for a great purpose. Then that despair will vanish. When He has done so much for us, He has given us a body that is functioning since so many years, a heart that beats 100,000 times in a day. When God has done so much, I am sure He's got some good plan for me. Let me just tolerate the difficulties and move on. His plan will unfold, I am sure of it. That is optimism. So the reverse of this is despair. In this path, optimism is a great virtue. There's a story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One of his disciples asked him, Kolavet Sridhar. He said, Guruji, How long will it take me before I become God realized? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this because you have so many doubts, etc. This tree under which you sit, as many leaves as it has got, it will take you those many lifetimes. He said, really? That means God realization is now definite. After so many lifetimes, I will be with God. He started dancing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no. You will realize God in this life itself. Now his joy knew no bounds in this life. Along with dancing, he started jumping. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, in this year itself. And now he thought he won a great lottery. He was dancing, jumping, singing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, in this month. And then finally he said, all right, I'll give you darshan. Here, see Shri Krishna. The other disciples said, Guruji, why did you keep on changing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, his decision that I will attain the goal, that put him on the positive track. That nourished his devotion. And because his devotion got nourished, he kept on progressing. So that faith that I will attain the goal, this is a necessary attribute of the path. And as we progress, Asha Bandha, the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu says, you will naturally become optimistic. When you are traveling, let us say from Philadelphia to Maryland, you see the milestones. All right, 10 miles gone by. I am confident I am on the right path. 50 miles gone by. Oh, now there is no doubt. So similarly, as you walk the path, the milestones will keep coming. And they will encourage you more and more and more. And finally, you will be fully confident. I will reach the goal, never mind when. So the lack of that optimism is despair. And then he says, agitation of the body. Now, what does he mean by agitation of the body? Two possibilities. One is that he is propagating the path of Ashtanga Yoga. So in this, it is very necessary to keep the body still while in meditation. So that lack of discipline, lack of ability to keep the body still, that could be an impediment. Or merely the agitation of the body because of lack of discipline. So this path requires disciplining the body and disciplining the mind. So he says that lack of physical discipline is also an impediment. And then he talks about irregular breathing. Now, why does breathing come into the picture? This breathing has a connection with the mind. Yogis since ages have emphasized this connection. When you are mentally disturbed, your breathing becomes shallow. Your breathing in grief is different. Your breathing in happiness is different. So, irregular breathing, again he calls it an impediment upon the path. If ever you find that your mind is getting agitated, a very easy way of pacifying it, take deep breaths. You will find immediately your mind has got pacified. If ever anger has disturbed you, neutralize it physically with deep breaths. That deep breathing, because they are connected, the mind will also get pacified. So that is why he says that irregular breathing is also an impediment.